Hello and welcome to episode number 235 of the Launch Lounge podcast. Do you want to know something fascinating? When I analyzed our agency's sales data using AI, I discovered that just by focusing on one specific number, I could double our client base. Today I'm sharing 5 powerful AI hacks that will help you attract better quality leads and close more deals. If you're an agency owner, an ads manager, a consultant, or someone who sells high-ticket coaching and you're tired of getting leads that aren't ready to buy, this episode is going to transform your approach to lead generation. Well, hello there. It's so nice to be in your ears today. Thank you for hanging out with me. I did a very interesting exercise that was, one of those things, I don't know, if I have ADHD and so I go down these rabbit holes some days, and I might just follow the rabbit hole out of curiosity and see where it leads me and then come up with either nothing that was just a waste of time and a very glamorous way to procrastinate. Other days, I discover these hidden gold mines inside my business. And I was doing one of these and discovered this hidden gold mine. And that's why I'm sharing it with you. So I was looking at the applications that we receive for people who want to work with us in our agency. And I have all of the forms that have been filled out as applications dating back to 2017. So I have loads and loads of data, and I have updated that form over the years. So over the years, the content that I was asking for or the questions I was asking for has changed as I learned how to get better at asking the right questions to get qualified leads. And where I've landed with the form that we've used in 2024, I was actually really happy with the form. And I felt like I could very quickly and easily identify whether someone was ready to work with us or not. So I took all of the applications from 2024 and uploaded it to an AI tool and started just prodding and poking and looking for patterns and looking for some things that you would miss if you're just looking at it with your naked eye. But if you are a data analyst or if you are an AI tool that is completely emotionally removed from it and can identify, can use data and analyze data and then interpret it, of course, then it's so blaringly obvious. So something caught my eye when I did this exercise. And here's what it is. I realized that out of all of the applications we receive, only about 34% of the applicants were actually ready to work with us. But here's where it gets exciting. Of those qualified leads, 60% booked sales calls with me. And that is a fairly normal, like in the world of booking high-level calls, one-on-one calls to do high-level coaching or high-level services. Around a 50% call book rate is about normal. And I saw that I have a conversion rate of 50%. Now that, I will tell you, as someone who knows numbers for conversions, is pretty darn good. And I had never actually focused on that. I'd never asked myself, what is my sales conversion rate in the agency? Because we only work with a handful of clients. And so I am quite choosy about who we work with. So I'm fairly happy that I realized that once people have booked a call, I can convert 50% of those calls to sales. And the lifetime value of a customer in the agency for us is somewhere between $50,000 and $100,000. So that is not a bad sale, right? It's not a bad sale. But I looked at those numbers and I thought, how can I improve this? What can I do better? And I asked myself, if the problem isn't our sales process, because we're closing 50%, we've got a 60% booking rate, who we're selling to is where the flaw in the system lies. The flaw in this system is the fact that only 34% of those who apply to work with us are actually meeting the criteria that we set for to be able to do good work with these clients. So this got me thinking, what if we could increase the quality of the leads coming in from the start? How would I take that 34% and improve on that? Because if I can improve on that and 60% of the improved number book calls and 50% of that convert, then we can convert a lot more people to agency clients. And that's where I turned to AI to help me analyze our application data. And what I discovered is completely going to change how I approach lead generation for the agency in 2025. So today I'm going to share with you how to use AI to identify exactly what your ideal client wants, how to spot patterns in your existing leads that predict sales success, and most importantly, how to use these insights to close more deals. Your leads are writing your sales page for you right now. You just need to learn how to read between the lines. And with what I'm going to share with you today, you're going to learn how to use AI to help you read between the lines, just like I did when I uploaded those application results. And then you're going to start getting so much better at designing pages that actually attract the right lead. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to analyze our lead quality ratio. What does that mean and what am I talking about? I uploaded our actual numbers. So I uploaded a list of people and I asked Notebook LM is the tool that I used. I asked Notebook LM, please summarize the patterns you see in these applicants. Simple question, very broad question. It was not a specific question. I just uploaded it's a spreadsheet that I uploaded and I said, please summarize the patterns you see. And you see, data doesn't lie, but it often whispers what we need to hear most. And because we're emotionally involved in that data, it can be very helpful to take AI and remove that emotion and then ask AI to help you identify those patterns. And I'm going to read you the list. It's a bit of a long list, but I think you're going to enjoy it. I'm going to read you a list of the patterns that Notebook LM identified once I uploaded the list of applicants. So here we go. Number one, or bullet number one, was course or membership status. It said a significant number of applicants have existing online courses or memberships, and they are looking to scale. Some are not yet profitable and need help to make their courses profitable. Some have not yet launched, but are ready to launch with the agency's help. Now, that was a good insight for me. But I didn't learn anything here because, of course, a significant number of people will have courses or membership because that's who I speak to. And it's no surprise to me that some aren't profitable yet and some haven't yet launched. But here's the thing, those people who aren't profitable yet or have not yet launched, they fall into that, 70 something percent of people or 60 something percent of people who are not yet ready to work with us. So at this stage, I was just like, yeah, sure, you've told me what I already know. Let's keep going. Bullet number two, desire for financial freedom and control. Many applicants express a desire for financial freedom, control over their time, and the ability to prioritize their family. They often mention wanting to cut back on one-on-one clients and stop trading time for money. Still, no big surprises for me here, although I really love how AI summarized the copy that I use to describe the desires that my ideal customer has back at me. Because this is copy that I use when I am attracting these leads. So I love that AI is picking up on that and then giving that back to me from what my leads have said. The next thing, motivation and impact. Many applicants are motivated by a desire to increase their impact and change their lives with their expertise. Again, not learning anything new here. Next one, need for marketing help. A consistent theme is the need for expert marketing assistants to grow their online business. Specifically, they are looking for help with advertising, funnels, and strategic growth plans. Several applicants mention a need for help with Facebook and Instagram ads. All right, no surprise there. They're applying to work with us to run Facebook and Instagram ads. So I picked up on the obvious. What I will say here that has been right in front of my face and is actually one of our selling points, but I've never thought about the fact that these people who apply to work with us verbalize that this is a need that they have. It's the bit where it says specifically they're looking for help with advertising, funnels, and strategic growth plans. So put a pin in that one because I'm going to come back to that one a little bit later. The next one. This is the next pattern that I identified from what people say when they fill out the application. Readiness to partner with an agency. The majority of applicants states they are ready to partner with an agency to grow faster, with many saying they are ready right now. That's good. I have that question in the application because if someone says to me they're only going to be ready in a couple of months, then they're not ready to work with us. I'm only interested in getting on a call with someone who's ready to go. So if you're only going to be ready in a few months, give me a call in a few months and let's see if we have an open spot. So that wasn't a surprise. Next one, values and collaboration. Many applicants value open communication, kindness, respect, and collaboration. Several mention the importance of the agency to understand their values and align with their business. And this one, I will say, surprised me. And here's why. Because this is what I want from people who apply. This is what I want from people that we work with. We value open communication. We value kindness and respect and collaboration. We sell our services to course creators, coaches, experts with the differentiator from our competitors that we understand your business. And this is really important. And this is something that I have known I've known it, but I've never actually seen it written down on paper. And once I saw this written down this way, I was like, I should make a bigger deal of this. A lot of people, when they come to us to work with the agency, have already either hired a freelance ads manager who was probably a technician and understood the technical side of running ads, but not the marketing side of running ads, or they hired big fancy agencies who run ads for e-commerce businesses all day, every day. And so they don't understand the knowledge-based industry business models. They don't understand coaching funnels. They don't understand course creator funnels. They don't understand that you're list building most of the year and launching twice a year, and that's all of your income. They don't understand those because they're running e-commerce promotions all day and they're swapping out creatives all day, and they want to see a return on ad spend within 48 hours, whereas you don't have that luxury. You need someone who understands how to play the slow game and how to account for each dollar you spent, whether you spent it today or 6 months ago or a year ago. And you need help with someone who can help you understand if your funnels are profitable, because only if your funnels are profitable are your ads going to be profitable, right? And I know that's what makes us different, but I have never seen it reported back to me. And that kind of hit me in the face. And I went, oh, I have never seen black on white that my ideal customer actually has a pain point and a desire around the need for working with ads managers who understand the online courses or coaching business model. And so this was a big aha for me. And that kind of, when I said put a pin in it, when we go back to the need for marketing help, need for strategic and funnel growth plans, And this kind of goes hand in hand. So we're going to come back to that. The next one, data tracking. Most applicants state that they track data, but some are unsure if they're tracking the right things. A few specifically state that they love data. One applicant admits not liking data and needing to know how to leverage it. That was interesting to me. I'd never really paid much attention to how they feel about data. I know how we feel about data, and I know how I talk about how we value data and we track data for you, but I'd never realized that my ideal customer who is applying to work with us in the agency actually also values data, but are unsure if they're tracking the right things. And that is a really good clue for me. The next one, referrals. Many applicants heard about the agency through podcasts or recommendations from other people, specifically Amy Porterfield. No surprise there for me. I already know that. Love Amy. Thank you, Amy, for always being in my corner. If today's episode helped you, imagine how many more lives could be transformed if other creators, coaches, and experts found these strategies too. Your shares and reviews help more course creators discover how to get their knowledge out into the world. Please take a moment to rate the show and leave a quick review. When you do, we get to reach more people and we make a bigger impact together. Because when more people who help people succeed, the world becomes a better place. Thank you. Next one, specific concerns. Some applicants express specific concerns or hesitations, such as the volume of social media management needed, the cost of the investment, and previous negative experiences with agencies. None of those things surprise me. I know them already. A lot of people think that once they start running ads, they need to increase their social media activities. It is not true. You do not need to do that. Of course, the cost on investment, it should be a concern. It should be something that we discuss, and it should be something that should be considered carefully and wisely. And then previous negative experience with agencies, I know where that comes from. It comes from working with those technicians or working with those e-commerce companies. But I will say one thing, and this is for my ads managers out there. If I jump on a call with someone and they start speaking negatively of their last ads manager or their last agency, I will not work with them. Because I firmly believe that what you say about one team, you will say about another team. And if it is within your values to speak ill of your previous service provider, you are at some point going to speak ill of me. And so even if you had a negative experience, there are ways to explain and to communicate that there has been a mismatch in values or a mismatch in strategy or a mismatch in communication. That is not bagging someone else. And if someone gets on a sales call with me and they bag their previous agency or their previous ads manager, that's an instant red flag for me, and I will not go there. And I learned that the hard way. Launch experience. This is the second last one of the patterns that I identified. Some applicants have experience with live launches, while others are preparing for their first launch. A few are moving toward evergreen funnels. And this here, again, pointed out to me the mismatch between where people are when they're applying to work with our agency and where I want them to be. The fact that the AI picks up that some have experience with live launches while others are preparing for their first launch, that's the biggest mismatch. We cannot, ads is it's like a fire hose, right? You cannot put a fire hose on an untested funnel. You're just going to spray water everywhere, right? But if you have a funnel that has proven to be profitable, has proven to convert, and you put a fire hose on it then and you spray, a massive amount of traffic into that fire hose, that's when it can work. So we do our best work when we work with clients who have already launched a few times and are profitable. If someone says they're preparing for their first launch, they are not a good match for us, for the agency. And so that was something that I went, oh, hang on, I know people are saying this, but I've never spent the time to go, I need to fix this. I need to make sure that people are better prepared by the time they get to the application for the agency, that they've either chosen a different product that we sell where we can help them get their first launch off the ground, or they know for sure that they qualify to work with us. And if I can get better at getting those leads more qualified, then our sales in the agency will go up. And then a few are moving towards evergreen funnels. That's wonderful for me. I love running evergreen funnels. And when somebody says they have an evergreen funnel, again, that funnel needs to be profitable before we're going to do our best work. And sometimes we do great work with people to get it to be profitable, but a lot of that work has nothing to do with ads. It has to do with that strategic advice that we give our clients when we work with them. And the last pattern that AI identified was product types. No surprises here. It says applicants are selling courses, memberships, and related products such as books, group coaching, and live events. Now, I know you're going, yep, that's cool. So that's me. I hope so. I hope you're going, that's me, because I work quite hard at making sure that everybody knows I do not work with e-commerce businesses. I only work with experts and coaches and, authors and people who sell their knowledge. So not a lot of huge surprises here, but some that I knew I had to dig deeper. So my next question to Notebook LM. So remember, my first question was, here's my data. Tell me what patterns you pick up. And I've just read out the long list of patterns for you. My next question was, what percentage of the applicants have launched profitably in the past and is ready to scale their profitable funnels? And the reason I ask this is because this is at the heart of that is the first thing I look at when someone applies to work with us. Do they have profitable funnels? Yes or no? If they do not have profitable funnels, I cannot do anything with them in the agency yet. It needs to be profitable. So this is where I started uncovering the gold. Out of all of our applicants, only 34% already had profitable funnels and were ready to work with us. But here's what's interesting. Of those qualified leads, 60% booked sales calls, and I converted 50% of those calls to clients. That's an overall conversion rate of 10%, right? So 10% of the leads that apply to work with us end up being clients of ours in the agency. And that is really good. That is really, really good. A 10% overall conversion rate on a high ticket funnel where the lifetime value is anywhere between 50 and 100K is pretty good. The big revelation is that we're getting lots of leads that are not qualified. So what I want to do is I want to take that 35% of people that are qualified and figure out how I can get that 35% maybe to 70%, or maybe doubling it is too ambitious. Let's say I want to improve it by 10%. Because if I improve that number by 10%, because the next two numbers down the funnel, so if we think of it as a funnel, we've got leads coming in, and then some of those leads book a call. So that's the second layer of the funnel. Let's call the lead come in top of the funnel. They book a call, middle of the funnel. They convert or they don't convert. That's bottom of the funnel. So I know my middle of the funnel number is great. I know my bottom of funnel number is great. But I want to work on my top of funnel number, that 34%. So how do I fix that? So what I know is if I can do something to improve the quality of the leads, I can possibly double our sales just by focusing on one conversion point. And when we get the right leads, our sales process really works. So it's not about getting more leads, it's about getting better qualified leads. So here's what you can do to do the same exercise. Take your last 20 to 30 leads and analyze what percentage were actually ready to buy. This one number will tell you if you need to focus on lead quality or on sales conversion. So if you're an ads manager or you're a coach and you use applications for people to work with you, you can take that I use Typeform, so I just had to export the data from Typeform. But whatever you use, Google Forms, wherever you collect that data that people are putting in when they apply, you can upload that to Notebook LM and ask it to help you find those patterns. Here's the second thing I did, right? Identify what your ideal customers really want. This is what I did. So, we've spoken a little bit about this, but when I fed our applicants' data into Notebook LM, three goals emerged from our ideal clients. And what I'm really looking for here is, what do they really, really want? What are my ideal customers saying to me they really, really want? Now that I know 35% of them are the right ones and I want to improve that, how do I go about improving that? You go about improving that by asking, what do they really want and how can I speak about that more? What do they really want to avoid? What is their pain and how can I speak about that more? And then what are the objections that I need to overcome? So that was the next step I had to do. So I had to identify what my ideal customer really, really want. And what Notebook LM said to me is they want financial freedom and control. They want to scale their existing business, and they want expert marketing assistance. Now, you could have blown me over when I read this, because in my life, I would never have said that the top three, I would have said financial freedom. Yes. I would have said scaling their business. Yes. Even though most of them haven't even launched yet. They're using the word scaling. They're using the word growing existing businesses, but some of them haven't even launched yet. But the expert marketing assistance, that bit surprised me, because I know that I want to give that to them. And I know that I say that I give that to them, but I did not know that that is something that they are actively chasing. And so this is good. So I asked AI, what do they say they want most? What are their top three goals they have that occur the most often in their answers? And this was eye-opening because our marketing was not emphasizing these points equally. We talk a lot about financial freedom. You know, we're building our freedom empires here. We talk a lot about having more time, and we talk a lot about scaling their businesses on the agency page, right? But we do not talk a lot about expert marketing advice. So AI showed me that what they really, really want is financial freedom and control. And it said, as mentioned above, this is a very common goal, with many applicants explicitly stating they want financial independence and their ability to control their time and prioritize their families. The second one, scaling existing businesses. A large number of applicants, particularly those with existing online courses and memberships, are focused on scaling their business and growing their impact. They express a need to move beyond their current revenue. And lastly, expert marketing assistance. Across the applicants, there's a consistent need for expert marketing help to achieve growth. This includes help with strategies, advertising, funnels, and overall growth plans. While other goals such as increasing impact and reducing reliance on one-on-one clients are also important, the pursuit of financial freedom and control, the desire to scale, and the need for expert marketing assistance are clearly the most dominant themes among the applicants. I love that. There is just a clarity that hits you when you see it black and white coming back to you from your ideal customer. So you can try this yourself. Use AI to analyze your customer communications, maybe your applications, even emails you get. I get a lot of emails from newbies, complete newbies, who take our free 5-day video training. And I can upload all of those emails into AI and ask them, what's the number one thing they're commenting on? What's the number one thing they're asking? Even your DMs, upload your DMs. I've never tried downloading my DMs because I don't really get many DMs. But if you're doing that, upload it to AI and ask them for the patterns. Look for the patterns in what they want. Not what you think they want, but what they're actually telling you. So when you do that, you can stop selling what you think they need and start selling what they're already asking for. So now I knew They wanted what they wanted, and I can make those changes to my agency application page to match that better. But what I still need more of is to know their pain points and what they really want to avoid at all cost. Because whenever we're creating a sales journey for someone, we've got to know their desires. We've got to know where they're heading. We also have to know what the pain is that they're avoiding, what they want to avoid, because pain, unfortunately, is the best motivator. It's the best thing that kicks us into gear and gets us to make decisions and take actions. So I wanted to understand their fears. So the next insight came from looking at what our ideal clients were trying to avoid. The biggest objection isn't in what they say, it's usually in what they're afraid to tell you. But they might reveal it in a pre-filled form or in a form where they've already answered a few questions and revealed a few other things. They might then be a little bit more open. So the biggest fear wasn't actually what I expected. It wasn't about wasting money on ads. That's what I thought the number one fear is to working with an agency's fear of wasting money on ads. Their number one fear was about making the wrong investment decision entirely. And that makes sense because if you think about it, someone who is already working with an agency has already overcome the fear of wasting money on ads. That's a fear they don't have anymore. That's a fear they have overcome. But that same fear is now just taking on a larger format. And that is making a wrong investment decision. My little AI experiment revealed, in summary, the applicants are seeking to move away from ineffective marketing, a lack of clear strategies, time constraints, and the absence of financial and personal freedom. They're looking to avoid negative experiences with agencies and move towards consistent results with sustainable growth. The pain points they want to move away from revolve around the lack of control over their financial lives and the frustration of not knowing how to effectively scale their businesses. This completely changed how we approach the sales conversation. And instead of focusing on ROI numbers, we now spend more time building trust and showing the transformation that our strategic approach gives our customers. What I'll be highlighting in our sales journey from now will include ways to minimize financial fears for them and increase the number of case studies we show so that they can see our strategic approach without me having to tell them about our strategic approach, because showing works better than telling. We're looking at our past client communication to identify their top 3 fears, and you can do the same. I want you to check, is your marketing addressing these specific fears? I wasn't quite done yet. I still wanted to know what are their main objections, because if I can overcome their objections head on before I get on a sales call with them, I might even take that 50% conversion rate to 60%, and that's going to be great for business as well. So we mapped out common objections. When we analyze our data, we found clear patterns, and the main ones that were objections people had were, no surprise here, financial risk. We've already talked about this because this is their biggest pain point as well. The second one was doubt about whether we'd understand their business. Now, I want to say this, and I'm admitting this to you because I want to be very honest with you about things that I learn in marketing. And I want you to know that even though I've been doing this for years, when it comes to my own business, sometimes it's a little bit, you don't see the forest through the trees, right? I can spot things in other people's businesses all day long. Sometimes I'm a little bit blind to my own business or marketing mistakes, right? If they say one of their biggest objections is doubt about whether we'd understand their business, and this comes up in the application to work with us, then I have not done a good enough job of making sure that by the time they fill out that application form, They have seen enough case studies, they have seen enough testimonials that they are 100% convinced that we are the right agency who will understand their business and get them the results they need. So that was like a knock on the head for me, right? Seeing that black and white as one of their top 3 objections. And the last one was concerns about having a clear strategy. And that was the second knock on the head, because I can do strategy for coaching, course creator, membership, knowledge based businesses all day with my eyes closed. But if that's the best kept secret, by the time people have already filled out the application, then I haven't done a great job of making sure these people are warm and they know that we have a clear strategy. So this is leading me to make some very specific changes in our application process. We will include more case studies earlier, show our strategic frameworks up front, and I'm working on a way that potential clients can audit their own business. So use our frameworks to audit your own business and get wins that way. And so that they can see our system works for themselves even before they start to work with us. So I'll make updates to this and I'll highlight the following: clear communication and progress tracking. I will highlight our educational resources and what we offer inside the Launch Lounge membership, and I'll be completely restructuring that in 2025. I am thinking about creating some form of a free consultation or a free audit where they can get quick results for low-hanging fruit done for themselves, but using our frameworks. And then I am sitting on a mountain of testimonials and case studies that's currently not on my website, which has to make its way to my website very quickly. So now it's your turn. List out every objection you've heard in the last 6 months. Use AI to help you recognize them and identify the most common ones, and then create specific content to address each one. And finally, focus on one key metric. Here's the biggest revelation. I realized that I could double our client base just by increasing our qualified lead percentage from 34% to 54%. That's it. One number. I just have to improve the quality of the leads. The path to doubling your sales is often not about working harder. It's about listening smarter. We didn't need to change our sales process or completely reinvent the wheel. We don't need to improve our close rate. We just need to get better qualified applications. We need to attract more of the right people from the start and funnel those that apply that aren't ready into a different product. This might be the most important exercise you do this year because it'll set you up for profitability for the rest of the year. So identify one metric that, if improved, would have the biggest impact on your business. And for us, it's going to be qualified lead percentage. For you, it might be something different. So here's your action step. I want you to do this before you create another piece of marketing content. Take your last 20 applicants or lead inquiries and analyze them using Notebook LM. Ask these questions. Number 1, what percentage of these leads were ready to work with you? Number 2, what are common characteristics of the leads that converted? And number 3, what are they consistently saying they want? And what are they saying they don't want? This simple analysis will show you exactly what you need to change in your marketing to attract more qualified leads. And remember, you don't need a complex system or fancy tools. You just need to understand what your ideal customers are actually telling you. Your next breakthrough is buried inside the data you already have. I'm really curious to hear what you discover when you do this analysis. Please send me an email at podcast@thelaunchlounge.com and let me know what surprised you most about what you discover when you do this exercise. Your insights might be featured on an upcoming episode. I'd love to dive into this more. So thank you for tuning into the Launch Lounge podcast today. Remember what I always say, getting the right promotions to the right person at the right time with the right message on the right platform equals sales. It's not about working harder or spending more. It's about being smarter with the data you already have. Please join me again this Thursday when we'll be talking about 3 ad metrics you must master for profits in 2025. Have a great day. Bye. If you want an easy way to build an audience that is ready to buy without wasting money or pulling your hair out trying to work the tech, then get the free 5-day Facebook and Instagram ads training now. In just 5 days, you'll learn how to set up high-converting list-building ads, navigate the ads manager like a pro, and master the exact formula through profitable ad spend. No fluff, no guesswork, just proven strategies that work. The best part? This comprehensive video training is completely free, and you'll get lifetime access to our brand new 2025 edition as soon as it launches. Ready to transform those scary ad campaigns into your most powerful lead generation tool? Head over to thelaunchlounge.com/getmyAdUp or click the link in the show notes. Don't wait, your future customers are scrolling through their news feeds right now.